Hello and welcome. It's Friday. I got another brilliant guest joining me to answer a few questions. So, suppose please introduce yourself. Tell me everything.
Everything, right? Ooh, how long?
Everything.
How long have we got? My name is Simon Broderick, aka Simon Says Beer. Um, I don't know. I mean, I'm from the Midlands of Ireland. I'm from Athlone originally, living in Moat. Um, and I'm working since May as Galway Bay Brewery's brand ambassador. Um, and I've been writing, I suppose, I've been writing a blog about beer since 2013. So that's 8 years. Seems like a long time. Um, and I've run different things, different had a beer club in Athlone, and which changed then. I think kind of morphed into part of the Midlands Beer Club,
Okay.
and obviously then I run the Midlands Beer Festival, which is on the go now. I think we did the seventh year this year, so which I think is one
One
of
of the
the
longest.
yeah, indeed, yeah. In fairness, so
Yeah, so how do you get into the kind of, we'll say, I hate using the word craft beer, but other beer? We'll call it
yeah,
that.
yeah. Other is probably yeah, or like decent beer,
Yeah.
not shite beer. Um, so I was recently looking up myself and some of the lads were over in Brussels, and uh, I actually that was one of the things. So I was in Brussels about 20 years ago, and I was going around the place, and I had no or very little French and none of the other language. I think it was a Flemish or that they speak. And so you're going into the bar and you're like, I'll have a beer, and you were inevitably being given a Jupiler or a Stella or something. And then I went into one bar which had an American barman, and he was like, "Hey, have you had Quack? Have you had this? Have you had that?" And so he just kept lining up all the kind of nice Belgian beers, and I pretty much fell out of the place.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was one thing. I was over in Birmingham when I was about 18, and like some of my cousins were running a bar over there, and they were drinking Lager Top, which was like Carling, or which was lemonade with some Carling in it. Like, which the difference between shandy in Ireland and England? Here we put beer with a little bit of lemonade. There to do it the other way around. It's lemonade with a little bit of beer. It was awful. And we went into like a more traditional pub with all the hops hanging out of the ceiling and that kind of thing. And I tried cask ale for the first time, and I was like, okay, this is a bit soapy and it's a bit warm, it's a bit weird, but it's definitely better than that other shandy stuff. Do you know that kind of way?
Yeah.
And then the other thing was there was a guy, a friend of mine, Sean, an American lad, was living next to me, and he gave me Lagunitas IPA kind of maybe 15 or 16 years ago, uh, when it was independent and all that kind of crack. And between that and Sierra Nevada, so there was the American stuff. So there's a load of different kind of influences. And then anytime I would be traveling, I'd be looking for what was the local beer. Um, just I suppose a natural kind of curiosity. I don't know what kind of inspired it, but just um, but I've been like that for a good while. Going visiting breweries since kind of 2007 or 2008. I actually went to Galway Hooker with Sean, who I mentioned there, and they were in like a little shed in Roscommon at the time.
Yeah.
Um, Back in 2009, there was Septemberfest up in the Phoenix Park, which is one of the first Irish beer festivals I remember going to. That was quite good. I think Trouble and Dungarvan, if they weren't at that, they were at the next year.
Yeah.
So, there was,
Harris must have been at
yeah.
that then. They would.
Sorry?
Well, Harris must have been at that then. Would they have
O'Hara's
been?
would have been, yeah. In fairness, O'Hara's and Porterhouse obviously being the two that we'd consider to be the longest around.
Yeah.
And then you've Hilden obviously up the north, But yeah.
And any homebrewing or in that period or any.
Yeah, yeah, I did it. I did a bit, but I think a bit like yourself actually. I think I started out with kits. I think you've progressed a bit from there, but
Yeah, between kits and all grain. Yeah.
yeah. So I just did kits and I hacked kits, and look, I was coming up with 40 bottles of something that was average at best. It wasn't really great.
Right.
Um, I did enjoy actually when we went with the beer club over to Bow Bristol at the invite of Dave Guilfoyle, and we brewed a dark session bitter there on their little pilot kit, and we had it in the sadly no more the malt house. We had the keg on there, and we got through the keg in not much more than an hour, I think. So yeah, we had a good night. So so that's probably one of the better beers I was involved in actually brewing. Um, and then obviously, sure, and a lot of people know I started with Rye River in 2016,
Yeah,
and
that's my next kind of question.
yeah,
Talk about
yeah,
Rye River.
yeah. So they came up with the beer specialist job. Um, Liam Tutty actually was after working for him. He was in the beer club in Athlone, and so I knew him. And him, I think I'm not sure if he said to me to go for it, but lots of people said this job has you all over it. And so I went for the interview. I think about 200 people went for that interview or went for that job. Obviously they didn't interview 200 people, but anyway, I got the gig, and the first week or two I think I was there, they had me mashing in. That was what I was doing. So I was mashing in, and you do 25 sacks of malt. You do that 4 times. I think that's about a ton of malt.
Yeah.
So you sleep like a baby after doing that for the day. So
What did I say? You got to experience all the parts
the
of it.
actual production, yeah. So
I suppose, what was the scene like then? Was they going out to bars and trying to get the beer on tap, or try to get into off licenses at that time then?
uh, I would say the off trade is easier than the on trade. Getting into pubs is pretty hard, to be honest, um, because your Heinekens, Diageos, and that have they have a lot more money to throw around the place, and certainly like even more recently in the pandemic, like the bars are obviously struggling to get cash, and they have to get the place reopened. They have to make allowances for COVID, outdoor dining, all this sort of crack. So they've had to get money in whatever way they can. So these
Yeah.
guys come along with a big checkbook and they go, "Come here, I'm going to take 6 of your taps there, and they're going to be all our products, but we'll give you a nice awning for outside and a couple of heaters or a couple of windbreakers." And the pub is there going, "Well, I'm struggling. I don't have a huge amount of money, so that sounds great. Let's do that." And throw out the other taps, or don't let the other taps in. So,
Yeah.
hello, people who are watching.
Yeah, Vanessa from the United States and Bill is from England. Yeah,
Very good.
so but what was the change like? Say from 2013, were some bars getting more acceptable to having a
Uh,
rotation tap?
yeah, yeah, yeah. You'd see a bit more craft around the place, but like I think the pandemic has helped beer, or helped craft beer in the off trade, but I
Yeah.
don't think it's helped it in the on trade because of
So
the money side of things.
yeah. I suppose then, where is the growth? Because the taproom legislation then, because of breweries not being.
The taproom legislation, like I think it was probably well intentioned from Alan Kelly, but sorry, I have a bit of a head cold as well, so uh, I'm a little bit bungy. But what I'd say about that is eh, I won't say it's a complete waste of time, but it's not great. Like I was at the meeting in the Porterhouse, and they had a guy over from Magic Rock in the UK, and the bill that was brought in, it gives you a license to sell. You could either have an off license at your brewery,
Yeah,
or you could have the tap room. But the tap room hours are limited to 10 to 6.
business
So
hours kind of nearly.
yeah, so it's not great. Like if you're trying to do a brewery tour or something, and you're like, right, it's 6 o'clock now, you'll have to go. Do you know? Um,
There's your bus. Get lost. Like
yeah, good luck. Yeah, which was, I think, down to a lot of the some of the powerful kind of pub lobbies. Do you know? So yeah, so that could be a thing too. So look at I mean, the fact that it's there now, it could be and hopefully will be modified or improved upon. Because it would be great
something to build on, I suppose. If
Yeah,
people
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to get into a brewery, like say somewhere like the where's it someone that some of the places are aiming for that. I think to have the brewery tour, have a tap room. I think.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, somebody's asking how many jumping jacks we can do consecutively. I'm going to say none.
That is Joey from America, Mr.
Yeah,
Square.
yeah,
Yeah, he
and
can do 100,000. That's
yeah, yeah. No, that's not happening. And Wayne said, "Good point." I'm not sure which point, but anyway, thanks, Wayne.
yeah. Thanks for the win. I'm completely used to that comment. I'll flash them up. I suppose then, what next for the craft industry in Ireland? Where's it going? Where's your
Okay,
crystal ball?
so yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I think there will be um, a bit more probably consolidation. So if it is a thing that breweries need, and I've seen some things in the Brewery Ireland where people, that's right, Wayne, yeah, sound. um, like I think if the breweries can cooperate and work together, there's strength in numbers. So I've seen on the Beer Ireland Facebook page, the lads are talking about getting lines cleaned together and things like that, and even working together on the gas. And I think that sort of thing is great if that can happen. Um, so yeah, I think I think it might be hard. I think next year might be hard for maybe for the breweries in the middle, but I'm not an
Yeah,
expert.
yeah. Well, I've heard that some people say that there'll be some big breweries. There'll be then a lot small, a lot more kind of regional breweries then.
Yeah,
So you'll be able to find your in their region, and they'll focus on that, and they won't
yeah,
step too much
yeah.
on
So I mean,
that.
there's a couple of good examples of that. I mean, even locally here, obviously Dead Centre. I mean, sell a good bit of beer themselves there. Um, Wide Street over in Ballymahon, they have great local support from Skelly's and Jolly Boys there. If you get down to Ballymahon, it's worth a spin, So
Yeah. I suppose next, what's downfalls of working in the industry?
the downfalls. Today I was covered in beer, so luckily I had a t-shirt in the car and I was able to dry myself off. Um, yeah, look, I mean, uh, sometimes it can be frustrating if you're going into a place and you're looking at the bar, and the guy behind the bar says to you, "Look, you're wasting your time here." That can be kind of frustrating, but you just have to keep going. Other than that, I mean, I love working in the industry. I have to say, I did 20 years in retail before this, and I think this really suits me. Like, like I'm doing something I love basically. So there's very like that. Y'all have good days and bad days, but I have definitely more good days than bad days.
Okay. So you think there'll be a lot of the breweries kind of merging then? Is it 100?
Maybe.
Is it 100 breweries at the moment, or so-called breweries, or?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that because I think a lot of the kind of contract ones and things like that have gone by the wayside
Yeah.
quietly, over the last while. So so it's interesting just to see, and like I don't want to see anybody going out of business, so but if the business isn't viable, what are you going to do, so yeah.
Yeah. How tough is the regulation on it? If we're going in on how breweries are run,
Yeah, I mean, there's like
because
you're
I
saying
think some
that's it.
people have if I won the lotto tomorrow, if people who like beer, I might open
Yeah.
my own brewery or something. How tough is it?
Well, if they wanted to get rid of that money fairly quickly, that'd be a great idea. Yeah. Um, so it's not simple. I had a guy before approach me, and he's like, "I'm going to open a brewery," and I was like, "Okay, what's your plan?" And he's like, "Well, I'm going to sell a load of t-shirts." And I hope he's not watching. But he's like, I'm going to sell a load of t-shirts, and then I'm going to open the brewery. I have these barns, and I'm going to put the brewery in the barn. I was like, okay. So first of all, you're going to need planning permission. You're going to need water treatment. You're going to need this. You're going to need it. And he was like, no, 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 we won't bother with any of that. And I was like, good luck. So I don't think he's made any beer anyway. So
Maybe he's got a few t-shirts. He
yeah,
probably
yeah.
bought profit. How much the tax then we say on your different strength beers? Do you know the percentage? So I heard
Uh,
on the higher end ABV beers, basically breweries don't make any profit.
okay. There's a bit of that. Yeah, there's duty. I'm going to say something kind of controversial now.
Yes.
Brian Cowan from Fianna Fáil did the industry a big favor when he gave the duty break to the breweries. Now,
Okay.
and I mean the ceiling on that keeps getting raised thanks to O'Hara's and Roy River and that. So there's no kind of off-putting thing there to kind of grow. Do you know
No.
that kind of way? So that's something that actually helps. But yeah, I mean the duty in Ireland is like the highest or one of the highest in Europe. Like it's ridiculous. So we're paying more for beer here than
Yeah.
than a
So
lot of
would
places.
you know then on a 12% beer, would say a
I would
certain beer company that is released
not
every
yeah, not a clue.
like this?
The only thing, like I mean, like in Galway Bay, we're going to be putting out 12-13% beers in December. Like they're priced accordingly. Like I mean, we're not putting them out for charity or for the crack. So you factor in the duty and everything into the price. So the beer could end up being 15 quid. But I still think that's worth it. Like in relative terms. You know, so you're not going to drink too many of them at that. But you don't need to
No.
drink too many of them. You know.
Okay. I suppose then favorite non-Irish brewery.
Favorite non-Irish brewery.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to Belgium here and just very very recent. Actually, well, I'm gonna give you two. Okay, uh, we were in Brussels and Della Sen. I was just like, this place is class. I just loved it, and the Zinni Pills. I was like, oh, this is beautiful. And then non-Irish, probably like Sierra Nevada. It's a safe answer, but like so American and European, if you want. So
Yeah.
there's two just off the top of my head.
Favorite style then?
Favorite style? Okay, so I have a bit of a funny thing. Like I'd always kind of go kind of pale ale IPA, but especially on a Friday night, I I just that's the thing I do on a Friday is pale ales and IPAs and possibly pepperoni pizza, you know. Um, but I mean, I also like uh, obviously I like pills, I like lager. Um, I can't kind of say one is my favorite or whatever, but I probably drink the most pale ale and IPA, you know.
Okay. One style that you would completely abolish.
Sorry?
One style that you would completely abolish.
Jeez. I don't know. Like, I mean, the easy answer is kind of macro like lager, you know, or
Or is
um,
it,
what should we
is there
call it?
anything else all lagers that if you're going to, it's one
No,
style?
no, yeah, yeah. We see. I said macro like lager as being, but
You hang
or
up.
or what you call them? Those things, like Alco Pops at the moment. What are they? Seltzers, hard seltzer. Get rid of hard seltzer.
Is that an alcohol though? I'm sorry.
It's alcohol, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. First beer. What was?
First beer. So, probably. Well, if you counted Club Shandy, would have been one of the first ones. You remember the brown cans?
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones. And then when I was maybe 13 or 14, my dad made some home brew. He got a kit from Eason's, and he gave us, and again, it was like Shandy because he gave it us with some lemonade in it, but it was awful. It was really bad. And then uh, when I was maybe 17 or that, I was going to the pub and my friend was drinking Guinness and blackcurrant. And I was like, I just have the Guinness, you know? So so that was probably the first proper beer in the pub, like was Guinness, like, you know.
What was your first legal drink that you
Legal, so it was probably still Guinness. I drank Heineken for a while, sorry, much to my shame. But I mean, we didn't have that much choice at the time. This is 25 years ago, like, you know, because I'm old.
you're not that old. There's not much between us. Um, what was your favorite bar then? Was there some bar in Ireland that you would, or around the world?
Yeah, so I mean, I I I put there's a book called Where the Beer Experts Drink. Okay, so by your man Jeppe Evil Twin, and I put a couple of contributions into it. So funny enough, because this is a few years ago, one of them was the Salt House,
Okay.
and I'd stand over that. Actually, to be fair, now in Galway, the Beer House is very nice, which is up the road from it as well. Um, Obviously, all the Galway Bay bars are great, and like that, a 57 headline. Um, I'm a big like Sean's bar in Athlone. I haven't been there for a good while, but I would have. I lived by it and would have been spent a good bit of time in there. But where I go mostly this weather is Dead Centre.
Okay.
Uh, and sorry, I shouldn't forget my local Don's where I do the beer festival. You know, and he always has nice fresh bottles of Full Sail in the fridge because I supply them to
Very good
him.
price.
No, no, he pays whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
Okay.
he pays whatever it is, and I pay whatever it is. So it's all business, like, you know.
Yeah. What do you think of a so-called? I'm going to say so-called beer tube or people who post beers or review beers.
Well, I mean, that's what I do as well. Like, I mean, I do it on Instagram or whatever, and uh, yeah, I mean, why not? Like, eh, like I don't see the harm in it. Like,
Yeah.
and it is funny. Like, I seen one of your comments actually during the week. Funny enough, on, I don't know, was it Beer Advocate or one of those pages on Facebook,
Oh,
and you're
God,
like,
what-
people don't know anything about beer, and I was just laughing when I seen that. And
oh, yeah.
there is, to be fair, there are a lot of people that don't know anything, but you have to respect that too. You have to kind of go, look, we're all learning, so we're all at different points on our beer journey. So it's when you're at it, or when you're drinking beer for a couple of years, you can kind of go, oh man, sure, look at that fucking Egypt, and he hasn't a clue what he's at. That's probably
Yeah.
not that charitable. Like, we should probably kind of go give them a break, and if you can help somebody along and educate them a bit, great. Do you know that kind of way? So yeah.
Do breweries take any notice?
Yeah. Like, having had a handle on a couple of breweries, like, or access in a couple of breweries' social media now at this stage. Definitely, yeah. Because I mean, if somebody's giving you feedback, whether it's good or bad, well, if it's good, great. If it's bad, okay, is that something we need to tweak? Do we need to look at the recipe? Maybe not, but do we need to look at their quality processes or whatever it is? You know, like, definitely. I mean, there's no such thing as a wrong opinion, really, because if these people are out there buying the beer, which most of them are, then I mean, why not listen to what they have to say? If on the other hand they're just looking for kind of freebie, you know.
Okay. Yeah, because we got someone like Wayne from the beer south.
Oh, he's an awful man. He's all the time hounding me for free beer, the whole time, never stops.
Yeah, but Janice, we can give it to Janice. Janice is worth a free beer. Definitely.
Janice is definitely. She deserves a few red ales. Yeah.
Yeah, she's with Wayne. We have to give her something,
Wait.
you know.
Yeah. That's terrible.
And we got someone else. Alan
They are friends of mine. So.
But I'm kind of you and Janice and Wayne. I met him at what was the festival up in the convention center there. What's the only people I've met?
the Alltech thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I kind of met you. I was a bit drunk at that stage, but
Sure, look, it's grand. The last time I remember meeting you was in Ballykilcavan at the hop picking,
oh yeah,
and I think I timed it really well or really badly, depending on how you looked at it. So I think you were finished actually picking the hops, so it was just time to eat the food and drink the beer. So
yeah,
I was okay with that. Do you know?
yeah. I was there this year again. Their tap room is coming on. I
It's
think
amazing.
Yeah.
And in fairness to David, he's really cool. He's super committed to what he's doing, and he's a stand up guy. And Joe's a good little brewer as well. Like, so fair play. Like, he's putting out some nice, interesting beers. The Clancy Can series are very good as well. You know.
Yeah, that's one place I think if someone wants to visit a brewery, I think they should visit there.
Yeah. In fairness, like, I mean, it's actually unique in this country. Like, it's a bit special. Yeah, very good.
Okay. I suppose next, cat or dog?
Oh, it'd have to be dog. I have two dogs here with me in the room. So, Saoirse and Bran were our practice children, and we have a cat called Ghost that the Saoirse and Ghost do not get on, and I had to try and rescue Ghost, and he bit me and scratched me. So I'm not a huge fan of him or cats. But look, we look after him, and he's all right, I suppose.
Okay.
But whereas I actually like the dogs.
Okay. What do you think of beer merchandise then?
Beer merchandise.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? T-shirts and hoodies and
shit? Yeah. What do you think it's a necessary evil that most breweries? It's an extra thing that you should have.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, like, I have enough of it. I don't think it's an evil thing at all. Like, I mean, if you want to kind of show your love for a brewery, like, I mean, fair play, you know. Yeah, no, I think it's good. I'm all about it. Fair enough. Like, you know.
But do you think a brewery should develop a plan for that if they don't want to have, say, hats or t-shirts and
Yes, definitely. Yeah, why not?
um are you happy? We'll move on to different
What
questions
What do you think?
now. No, I think
You think I'm not happy?
I don't know. I'm asking the question, you haven't the answer. I agree to.
um, yeah. So, am I happy? I'm as happy as a pig in shite.
Okay. What gives you joy?
A nice beer, and actually, well, should say my kids give me a hug and stuff, you know. But
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that's what
But
you're meant to say.
yeah, yeah. But yeah. No. In fairness, like even like a simple thing like walking around the place on a nice day, even this time of year when it's kind of crisp, the sky is blue, and you know, um, uh, a nice cheese toasty, you know, simple pleasures, like you know.
Okay. Um, so it's what makes you sad then?
Um, not a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, like, uh, if I mess something up, like, but no, I don't. I don't spend a lot of time being sad.
Okay.
You know,
Um, I suppose the most important person in your life then. Human,
but the human,
unfortunately.
definitely my wife. And the thing about it is, she is super patient and tolerant and like very supportive as well. Um, of me and what I like to do, and she actually would push me to like I've done a couple of courses in beer, and I think I'm not sure if she paid for me to do some of them, but she's definitely encouraged me and helped me out a lot, you know. So fair play.
And then move. What say when you move job? Was that a critical or a hard thing to do?
Uh, yeah. So Tom, what was funny was Roy River and Galway Bay were supposed to do a collaboration,
Yeah.
and I was called into the lads in Galway with a few cans. Oh, this is our new one, and they'd be like, "Oh, well, here's some of our ones." And oh, do you want a coffee? Yeah, grand, and I'd get chatting to them there. And that went on for about 6 months, and there was no collaboration. But then Galway Bay needed somebody or wanted somebody because it had gone to Grand Cru, and Grand Cru were like, "We want some support from the brewery." So, um, so Tom sent me a message saying, "Would you come across?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm happy enough for Rye River." And then I was like, "You know what? We'll have a chat." And yeah, so it's worked out well. So it's good. Like in
Okay.
fairness, I'm on still on very good terms. I know you're drinking the Rye River beer there.
Yeah.
I have nothing. A very good experience. I learned loads, and we're still all friends. So it's all good. You know.
Yeah. Do you think that's a different point with the craft industry here and say even the UK having beers like this in say little?
Yeah. Uh,
I
well, I
see
mean,
little.
in the
The,
UK, there's other breweries supplying Lidl as well. There's
yeah.
like that
The,
Hatherwood stuff. Like is so I'm not sure who makes it, but there's breweries supplying Lidl over there the same
yeah.
way as Rye River supply Lidl and O'Hara's and a few others supply Aldi. You know, so yeah,
But
that's
it doesn't
what.
seem as constant. They seem to have these so-called beer festivals. Some beers
Oh,
come in
okay,
and they go out very fast. I don't know.
okay, yeah. Well, look, I mean.
Like the quality, I don't think they have the quality we have.
Yeah, so I mean, like I know in terms of little, that American wheat was Bill Lacaida's first commercial recipe, and I
Yeah,
mean that's a cracking beer. Like
yeah.
that's do you know what I mean? That's a really good drinkable beer. Like so, fair play. Like I mean, if and the other thing is if that's what gets somebody into beer, they're going shopping and they pick up this thing and they go craft beer, whatever it is, locally brewed, great, and they try it. I mean, and if they go on and then they buy something from some other brewery, I think that's good. I think
Or
that's
who are these Rye River crowd? What are they doing? And you Google them or go on YouTube or you find sort of beers to them. And,
yeah. Well, a guy I don't know if you ever heard of him, James Winans. He's worked in the industry for a couple of years as well, and like he said to me one of the days, he rang me on a Saturday morning for some reason, and he said these guys were working on his kitchen and they got talking about beer, and he said, your man said, well, I went with my cousin on a brewery tour and I went to Rye River and there was this guy there, Simon, and he gave me a load of different beers and we had a great night. And he's like, we haven't gone back. He's like, I meet up with my cousin every second Friday now and we get a load of different beers from the shop and we taste them all and drink them all. And I mean, I'd say that's a good thing too,
yeah.
So
Um, what's the meaning of life?
42.
No, real answer, please.
Real answer. I don't know, man. I like I would just I don't know about the meaning of life, but I say the point of life or the thing to do is to enjoy every day. Like you can't kind of go, oh man, it's Monday, fuck this, and can't wait until Friday again and the weekend. So just enjoy every day. Try and find whatever joy or happiness it is. Enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy your interactions with people. Enjoy whatever it is, crunchy leaves at the moment. Enjoy playing with the dog or cat or whatever. Enjoy playing with your family, your friends. So,
Joey has a question for you. Have you been to the United States?
where have I been in the States? So, excuse me, I've been in San Francisco drinking Anchor Steam. Um, I've been in Las Vegas in the House of Beer drinking. Actually, we got some Dogfish Head 120 minute there. I've been in Nashville drinking Yazoo. I've been in Memphis in the Flying Saucer. I've been in Chicago. We were in Goose Island before they sold out to AB InBev. I've been in New York recently. We were in Trees Brewing and we were in uh, Kings County Brewery and Evil Twin and all those places. So yeah, I've been around a bit. Yeah, I've kind of drawn a little kind of circle around America.
What do you think of the quality of beer we say from the United States to
I
Ireland?
don't know. Sorry, I don't know what happened there, Thomas. I didn't hear what you said. Say it again.
What do you think of the
No,
quality?
you're gone funny sounding.
Am I? I don't know. Can you hear me?
Weird. Try again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but it's kind of like robotic or something. It's strange.
Okay, if people in the chat, if you can help, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, well, I
Do you know what I might do? I might unplug my headphones and. Now stop.
What do you think of the quality between the United States and Ireland with beer?
So, what in America? There's so many small regional breweries, so you're going to get fresh stuff everywhere. Um, so the audio problem must have just been my side, but
Okay.
the yeah. So I mean, look, I said a couple of years ago on April's Fool's Day, I wasn't going to drink any more American IPAs because we had lovely fresh IPA here and lovely fresh beers here. But like that said, I had a Sierra Nevada Atomic Torpedo the other evening, and it was banging. So
Yeah.
if like, and does to be fair, Grand Cru, and I'm working with them as well with Galway Bay. They're bringing beer across cold chain, so the beer is kept cold on the way over here. They have a massive chilled warehouse in Dublin, and so the beer is in really good condition. So yeah.
How long would a beer take to come over then?
I think the beers are getting over here kind of 4 to 6 weeks. And I mean, like, I think an IPA or a pale ale is still tasting very, very good at that. Like, I mean, there's a thing about it, drink it fresh. And working in a brewery, I get to drink stuff really fresh. But still, like, I mean, this Little Feelings I'm drinking now, that's a whole month old.
So that's fresh.
Yeah. So.
Well, I wouldn't, because I live in the middle of nowhere, I wouldn't get things as fresh.
Yeah, like, but so, I mean, yeah, well, like, is where you're in Carlow, aren't you?
Yeah, but like, yeah, they wouldn't get like Craft Central is my main go-to place for buying stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're getting stuff fresh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so
yeah,
I wouldn't. For an Irish beer, like it could be 3 or 4 months old before I get it sometimes. So that is fresh if you're getting it that quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you have a happy childhood? So bring us back to when you were a little kid in the Stone Age.
Sorry, man?
Did you have a happy childhood?
Oh, did I have a happy childhood in school? Not really. I was, like, to be honest, I would bully me because I was a little prick. I was a squealer. I was a swat. I was all those things. Yeah, no, so not great, really. But I like playing with Lego, so that was good.
Okay.
It's a bit deep.
No. So college.
I kind of I went to AIT and I did a thing in management. I didn't go at the time. I didn't go when I finished school. I went as a mature student or whatever, and I did a management course which covered a lot of business things and marketing and stuff like that. It was fairly general, but sure, look. Useful thing about it is I kind of understand how management works, So, yeah.
Okay, that's a fair. Lowest point of your life.
Yeah, we'll move on from that one.
Okay. What makes you really angry?
I don't know. No. I don't know.
You drive a lot for a living, so
I drive. Yeah, but yeah, no. Do you know what I mean? I stick on the radio. I stick on music. I try not to get too stressed out when I'm driving. Like, but there are idiots on the road. But it's just like, I mean, life is too short.
Okay.
Get upset.
Favorite smell, because you work in an industry.
Favorite smell, so obviously malt, like, and hops. Do you know what I mean? Like, those for 2 different reasons. But yeah, the smell of a nice mash and the smell of some hops when you squish them, as pellets or whatever it is in your fingers, and it's like, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Is there any bad smells said working in a brewery?
Yeah, of course there is. I mean, if you have kind of stale beer, that's stale beer. I don't know why, but it smells really bad really quickly, like,
Okay.
So yeah.
Have you been arrested? Just general.
Arrested? No. No.
What's your philosophy in life?
I think I've kind of covered it already. Just enjoy every day. find things that you love. Like that, I'm really lucky. I'm working at something I love doing. So, but even if you're not, try and find something that you enjoy in the day, even if it's going for a walk on your lunch or do something like that. Do you know that kind of way? Something to kind of make things better, like, you know?
Last song you sung to yourself.
This last song I sang to myself, I was probably singing coming home in the car. Um, Probably actually Portishead Sour Times, one from the
Okay.
90s. Yeah.
Um, religious or not?
What?
Are you religious or not? God.
No, I'm an atheist.
Okay. Aliens. Yes or no?
Look, I wouldn't rule it out, like.
So, so we're going for a yes or that then. Drugs. We'll just go
Drugs?
with drugs. Yeah.
Drugs are. Um, look, whatever you want to do yourself. I'm a bit like Ming. If I'm in Amsterdam, which I was a couple of weeks ago, there may have been some cake of the kind of spacey magic variety you had, like, you know.
So if I said that legalization of drugs,
Oh, definitely, yeah, 100%, yeah, big time,
heroin,
yeah,
cocaine.
the whole lot. I think cocaine is for arseholes, and I don't like it. I've never taken it, but if that's what you want to do, fucking knock yourself out.
Okay, you're the first person I think to say that.
Yeah.
How would a friend describe you in 3 words?
um, I don't know. Like I get people saying to me, and it's a fairly recent thing, but they say I've a good positive energy, like so.
Okay,
Yeah, kind
so
of
that's all.
fairly. Uh, and the I was stopped at the airport, and the guy got me to take off my right shoe, and he started feeling my foot, and I said, "This is a free foot massage, is it?" And you know the way security aren't really much crack, and you're one. It's like there's a guy who sees the sunshine in life. So yeah, that's me. I'm fairly positive. Like,
Okay. Last time you cried.
probably watching something stupid. There was a couple of shows there on BBC or that were, I think your man Stephen Graham was in them, like the Virtues or something like that, and it was fairly rough, like, you know. It was yeah, that might have been it. Yeah, nothing. It was nothing that was part of
Okay.
my life. It was a fictional thing, but just the performance was quite moving, and I was like, I think there may have been a couple of tears shed, you know. So that's
Must be
okay,
good.
isn't it? Yeah, it's fine.
Any regrets? I don't think you have any regrets, do you? You seem like a
I,
happy.
I'll tell you what I regret. I regret staying for 13 years in a job that I should have left after about 4. So and look, it's fine because, you know, I did it, and it's, yeah, I made lots of friends along the way. So, you know, fuck it.
Okay. How's your mental health?
Sorry?
How's your mental health? We've had a rough
I'm
two
I'm
years.
I'm very well adjusted.
Okay. Have you broken any bones?
No, I broke this tooth. You can't see it there probably, but messing in the yard as a child in school. But no, I haven't broken any bones. I don't do any sport. I don't like sport. So,
Okay. What's weird about you?
but the fact that I don't like sport, maybe.
Alright.
um, I don't know. Yeah, like, I mean, what's weird about me? I don't know. I mean, I like I like reading books. I don't play computer games.
Okay.
Um, yeah. I don't
What's
know.
the last book you read then?
The last book I read was actually I'm reading at the moment two beer books. Um, the Brussels Beer City one by Owen Walsh, and then Modern British Beer by Matt Curtis. But then the last novel I read was Willie Vlaughton's latest one, I think. Willie Vlaughton is or was the singer in Richmond Fontaine, and he's really good. And this stuff is really really sad. I can't remember the name of the book to be honest, but anything by him, I'd 100% recommend.
And what's your go-to style then for reading? Is it
I like actually kind of fairly formulaic thrillers, like so. Just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna let the dog out here. 1 second,
no
sorry.
problem?
Okay, I did. Yeah.
Okay, thanks everyone who has joined. If you would like liking or sharing, that would be really appreciated. It all helps. Go check out Simon. Check out his blog.
No, sorry.
No problem.
Yeah. I like Ian Rankin. His books, his Rebus books. So yeah, kind of detective-y. Joe Nesbo, I've been reading some of his stuff or lately. George Pelicanos, very good as well. So they're all kind of they're not taxing, they're not very philosophical or anything like that, but they're good reads, like
Okay. Yeah, for a person, I don't read books anymore. I think the last thing someone sent me their PhD, that was the last thing I read. That was about a year ago.
Jeez, that sounds like hardship though.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
Most illegal thing you've done, if you can
the
see
most illegal thing.
it. Yeah.
I broke a few windows when I was a kid. Did a bit of shoplifting, as you do. Like, um, I think I robbed a Sex Pistols poster when I was 16. Um, we actually, myself and my friend, that we used to go drinking Guinness when we were 16 or 17. But we did an eat and run in Supermax. But we both felt bad about it and went back and paid for it separately the next day. We didn't know they ended up getting paid twice for it.
All right. So that wasn't good.
So that we overcompensated for those burgers and chips that we had. So, yeah.
Yeah. If you're stranded, right. Let's see. Wrong question came up.
Who would I want to be stranded with on a desert island?
Yeah.
Obviously, my wife.
And what three items did you bring?
Uh, is a fridge full of beer one item?
Yeah, we'll count that as one item.
Okay, a fridge full of beer, and I'm cheating with all the things. A fridge full of beer, a shelf full of books, and a record player stacked with records or a jukebox. So I have music, books, and beer.
What about food?
Fuck it, be grand. Catch a few fish.
Okay. I don't know what you're catching with it, but yeah. If you're gonna
Improvise.
invite 4 people to a dinner party who are dead, we go with 4 celebrities first, and then we go with 4 family members after that.
Wow. Jeez, I don't know where you're coming up with these questions, but anyway, four people. Nina Simone, fucking
Okay.
legend. Nina Simone. I don't know. After that, maybe Jack Kerouac, Aldous Huxley. So kind of authors, and let's see who else. I don't know. James Brown for the crack.
Okay.
So we've two musicians and 2 authors. Yeah.
And we'll go with 4 kind of family or friends, or
Yeah.
if you don't have to name if you want.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I suppose my nana. I haven't lost too many people, so I don't have too many.
Okay. That's it. If you were a superhero, what superpower would you have?
The ability to drink beer all night and not get drunk.
Okay. Is that all?
But sure, isn't that enough?
I thought maybe cure cancer and
That's
power.
not a superpower, man. That's like
So curing cancer.
cancer cure, man. I can't see it. No.
Okay. If money was no object, what would you do all day? Unlimited amount of money, trillions of euro.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Uh, I'd I I'm not that fancy really. I mean, I'd probably do something similar to what I do when I'm not working. Like I'd go and look at records and have a coffee and have a beer. I don't I don't have any mad kind of like, oh, I do X, Y, or Z. I just enjoy myself,
So again, you wouldn't try to solve homelessness, hunger.
No, no, I'm very selfish. Yeah, look, I mean, what would I do? Like, I mean, yeah, if I had all that money, I wouldn't need it. I could give it to charities to do those type of things. Do you know?
Yeah,
I don't think I need to do it personally. Do you know? I don't have the
yeah.
wherewithal to do that.
Okay, it's
Yeah,
just interesting to see what. Um,
yeah.
would you be friends with yourself?
I'm all right. Yeah, why not?
Um, if you were standing in front of your 16-year-old self, again, what advice would you give him?
Uh, I'd say there's a couple of things I'd say that I'm not going to say, but one of them would be kind of don't be afraid to go for something that you want. Do you know that kind of way? Whether it's in terms of love, relationships, or work, just go for it and go with your gut. Do you know that kind of way? You're generally right.
Okay. Um, what's the next question? I'm lost now. Yeah, this is my computer's kind of crashing. Again,
Go on.
these are all discussions. We'll go for the last question. Let's see, can we end it with a good one?
Okay.
Um, yeah. Biggest life lesson.
Biggest life lesson. Jesus, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
You're,
Really?
you're 21 years of age. What was your biggest
Yeah.
life?
Yeah, I know. It's like kind of like what I've just said there is do like I've always kind of had something on the go, whether like so 20 years ago I was working in a music shop. I was also DJing on a local radio station and then I was writing for a newspaper. I was always doing something like a little side hustle or whatever. And uh just enjoy what you're doing and kind of try and find some way to express yourself creatively if you can.
Okay, one more question. Where will you be in 5 years' time?
Um, where I'll still
Yeah.
be I'll be in Moat because I have a big long mortgage. About halfway through it. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Someone said these are bad questions.
yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, yeah, Matt. I met Matt last week. Actually, he's a nice guy.
Well, I ask these questions every week, and someone seems to answers them. I don't
Yeah,
know why.
yeah. Sure.
Okay,
Look,
I think we're gonna
what
finish
what
here.
else did you be at on a Friday night like?
Yeah, talking to me, answering stupid questions. I don't know
Talking
why.
shite on the internet, lads.
Yeah,
This
and
is
there's not even a lockdown, so I don't know why people.
still
Yeah.
people are tuning in, so fair play to you, man.
Okay. I think we'll say goodbye to everyone that's watching us or commented. We will say thank you,
Thank
and
you and sláinte.
I will be back next Wednesday with someone. And goodbye. Let's see
Cheers,
the
Thomas.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me. Good
Thanks.
luck.